Welcome back to the channel, folks, and to another battle report, one which was recorded here in our studio. So it's a dual format report, one which has got the full game with all the dice rolling, the huffing and puffing by yours truly from time to time, or the summarised report. So just go to the red navigation bar at the bottom. After you've looked at the intro, choose the full report or the shorter turn-by-turn summary version. So what have we got for you today? Well, it's myself against Peter. Peter's bringing Volks Grenadiers and I'm using an old favourite of mine, Romanians, and because I'm fighting Germans, I'm going to ally them with Soviets. So let's start by having a look at the lists, then have a look at the mission, and then you can choose full report or summarised report according to your own preference. Right, Peter, what have you brought today?
I've got German Late War. It's from the Bulge book, then my Volks Grenadiers. I've got HQ, I've got an assault platoon, a rifle platoon, I've got a scout platoon, 6 small mortars, 4 infantry guns, 4 Pack 40s, and I think that's all in my formation. And then sport, I've got 2 Tigers, 4 Hitzers, and some Volks Grenadiers artillery that convert to anti-tank guns.
So these are the artillery. You buy the artillery battery.
Buy the artillery battery, and you use a formation card or a command card.
So they're count as artillery, but they're also Pack 40s.
Pack 40, yes, yeah. But I think they don't get things like smoke bombardment. They're still saving a 4-up rather than a 3-up. So yeah, they're a bit of in between.
And these guys have got assault rifles.
Assault rifles, yes.
And they're rifle
yes.
rifle MGs.
Yes. I've got what have I got? I've got 2. I've got for my assault rifles, I've got 2 Panzer Shreks. I did have a machine gun, but I'm going to take him out and swap him in for one of Frank's observers for
Panzer 3, yeah.
So the rifles, I've got 2 Panzer Shrek and a machine gun, HMG. Right. And the wee scout, they've got assault rifles as well.
Right. And these guys are aggressive, reluctant, trained.
Yes.
With the exception of
the Tigers.
The Tigers, they are typical year Tigers, so they're careful, confident vets.
Yes.
Right, folks, I am bringing out my Romanians again. It's Romanian Soviets because I'm up against a German list. Being Romanians, you can pair them up with, well, other Romanians or with Soviets or Germans, depending on who you're up against, really. So it's quite a flexible and useful army, to be honest. These guys are the elite forces, really, that you'll find in the Axis Allies book. They are careful, confident, trained, but they're hitting a 3-up in assault, which is always good to see. Now, they can also be careful, confident, veteran, because you have to roll on the peasant army table once each unit is deployed to see what they are in terms of their skill level and their last stand, because normally they're a 5-up last stand, but if you get a 5 or a 6, they'll go to a 4-up last stand with that 3-up skill check. So as you're hitting a 3 in assault anyway, you really want these guys to have the 3-up on the skill, because that's the artillery. So the formation is basically this here: 2 platoons of infantry, the mortars and the HQ. Now they've got a 60mm mortar in with them as well. But these guys are tough. Oh, there's more actually. I've left them in the tray, but I've also got a Panzer Shrek in each one. But they're tough guys. They're careful, so they're hard to hit in a 3 in assault, and they are MG bases. So they're ready to fire 3 or 2 and pinned. So it's hard to assault them, whether you're infantry or whether you're tanks, because they've got good defensive fire coming in both cases. And if you can get them into assault, they can't hurt because they're a 3-up in assault. Now, there's 2 platoons of artillery. These are the 100mm guns, but I'm using them as a 75mm because I want to smoke. They've also got smoke. I think they're about the same points for the 100 mils and the 100 mils and the 75 mils. But whilst I have a better anti-tank rating and a slightly better firepower as well, I'm happy to have a lot of artillery with less anti-tank rating, less firepower, when I've got so much artillery and so much smoke. There's 1, 2, 3 smoke barrages there, which means you can play your Soviet armour with smoke, which is quite good. You can get these hero T-34s into the position they need to be without worrying too much about anti-tank fire if you can cover them with your smoke. Now, their support, also part of support, is these TAC Resita anti-tank 13, so that's quite good. Anti-tank 13, 36-inch range, that's really quite good. So that's a good anti-tank option for the infantry. And in a typical game, these would be on if I'm defending, and that lot would be in reserve. So, unusual list, but these guys have got a lot going for them, folks, and you can pair them up with Soviets, Germans, or even Romanian Panzer IVs or other tanks. So I quite like them. They're my first army, to be honest, and I think I'll be continuing to use them as and when the opportunity arises. So let's see how they play. Peter chose defend as his stance and I chose manoeuvre, and we ended up with the mission breakthrough. Now this is a mission you're probably familiar with. You can see the 4 significant areas of interest, deployment zones or objective zones. It's a tricky one for both attacker and defender. The defender has important decisions to make. They have to have a solid base, especially for their static artillery, where terrain will therefore be important on line of sight, but they have to move to an area where the objectives will be, so the terrain in that area is also going to be very important. But they cannot choose exactly what quarter the objectives will be in, because the attacker will be making those decisions. Where are they going to attack from, and where are they going to attack into? The defender has an ambush and immediate reserves, and the attacker has delayed flanking reserves. So this mission is all about the defender holding the line, so to speak, across the table, whilst moving towards an objective that's likely to be as close as possible to where you see the attacker's reserve will coming on from. So, it can go either way here. As the attacker, you can try to push through the defence or try to hold on for the reserves arriving. So how do I see this one going? Well, Peter's used this Volks Grenadier list in different variations a few times, and he's proven to be able to manage the low motivation and the aggressive nature of the list quite well. So I think he's in quite a strong position here. He's got some good mobile anti-tank and an absolute ton of static anti-tank, and then lots of artillery options as well. So a very good mix. For myself and my Romanians, well, I'm confident that they've got enough to make a game of it for sure. Lots of T-34s, if they can get together as a mob, they can do a lot of damage. And the infantry, well, they're careful, so they're going to be hard to hit, and they can dish out quite a bit of pain too. And if I can keep my artillery in the game, that should allow me smoke to either manoeuvre or launch assaults. Right folks, we have deployed, and as this is an infantry and kind of gun battle, there's a hell of a lot of stuff on the table. First of all, Peter, you chose to deploy here and here.
Yep.
Which meant I had to choose to deploy there with the objectives on this quarter or vice versa. So, now, objectives, I've placed one here and one here. Right, it's underneath all those ranged in markers. Peter, you have got what on the table, and what in ambush, what in reserve?
What I've got on the table is I've got the 2 Volks Grenadier platoons. That's the assault gun platoon, and then the rifle platoon. The HQ is here. I've got infantry guns here, mortars here, observer here, and then the 6-gun artillery back 40 is over there. I've got 4 back 40s in ambush, and in reserve I've got 2 2 Tigers, 4 Hitzers, and my small scout.
The scouts, right? Okay, so this was a real head scratcher for me, folks. I mean, I could ideally this list is set up for the tanks to be in reserve, but in this game, if I try to move my infantry from here over to here, there's so much artillery on the table they don't stand a chance. They'll just get smashed to bits even before they start getting shot at by other things. So what I've got, it's probably better to say what I've got in reserve. It's probably more important. I've got 2 platoons of infantry, my T-34 HQ and a platoon of T-34s. I would have put even more in reserve, but then you're starting to get take too long for the reserves to come on. So they'll be coming on in this corner here, with that being the main target. So on table, I've got my attack cruise hitters, providing a bit of flank cover, and it's a bit too crowded over there to put them anywhere anyway, but here they can start shooting straight away basically. My HQ, and he's in a position to give rerolls to 3 units. T-34-85's hull down, and then the other artillery, as you can see there. So, I ranged in markers as well, folks. You can see my deployment has been somewhat determined by the ranged in markers. It's another one there. I know I'm going to end up lifting my ranged in markers turn 1, because I'm probably going to end up having to go for his artillery. So I just put them all there. It's put Peter off deploying across here, which is always a good thing to do, folks, because you can have your platoon split between deployment zones to stop it move right the way across the table. But in this case, if he was to do so, he'd have to get too close to 3 ranged in markers. He decided no. Not sure what to make of this deployment, folks, but we'll see what happens. Right, folks, before we proceed, I have to remember I need to roll for the status of my units. The reserves get rolled when they arrive, so let's start with the observer. He is veteran. Just going to stick one of these down. And anti-tank guns, they're nothing special. HQ, nothing special. First artillery battery, they're going to get the veteran status as well, which is handy because I've got a veteran observer. And then the other artillery battery, nothing. The mortars, nothing. And the rest will roll when they arrive. So that's the only elite roll so far.
Do the tanks get a roll, or are they?
No, they're just Soviets. Turn 1. Romanian turn 1. Now, there's no movement, folks, because everything I've got here is like artillery, or these guys are scared to move because the Pak-40s will just chew them up. So I'm going to start with my mortars ranging in on a combination of mortars and let's see, I could probably stick it there.
Yeah.
Potentially 3 mortars and 1.
Yeah.
So I'm trained, so I'm going to need 5s. Second attempt.
So,
right. So, first mortar on a 5?
4.
On a 4, actually, because yeah.
Hit. Second that mortar.
No.
This mortar.
No.
And then the gun.
Yes.
Hit. Yeah, so that's the mortar. And we're going to get. And then the gun is, so they're both saved.
Now then, that's the mortars that there's going to be. This one here, right?
And that was sort of, was it?
Yeah, in there a bit. Right, and then I'm going to use my veteran spotter. I'm going to try and range in here using the veteran artillery. So, second attempt again. Because it'd be 3 normally. Got up to 4. So I think I'm only really going to be able to, for what I can see, get 2. So first one, second one.
Is it both hit?
Yeah. First guy, second guy, he's okay.
Okay.
He'll be away.
Gosh, that'll last a long day.
Right. And then I've got another battery back here. They're going to use second in command to spot.
Oops.
down into here. I've got the range, you can probably see. So, does that get to be 1, 2 and a gun?
Yes, yeah.
Any other mortars on that side? Or
no, not unless you move, let's see.
I don't think I can, it's got to be, because of that tree line, it's really busy.
So 2 mortars and
2 mortars and a gun. So, these guys are going to need 5s to range in.
Oh, that's one relief.
And I think, oh no, these are going to shoot 1, 2, 3. So you'll be going to ground, you're aggressive.
Range 4, 5,
6s.
6s.
Just the one.
Just the one. I think you.
Why does it always fail firepower when you're direct firing against guns? They've got better firepower than them. Right, so that is going to be it. They guys are not going to be doing anything.
Well, so let's try and unpin these guys.
Right, big guns.
No.
HQ.
Well, you've got yes. So they're
No, they're not HQ. Bugger. So they're unpinned, right?
unpinned. The infantry guns.
Right.
They don't. Nope. And then the mortars. Nope.
Right, they don't have any HQ support, but they've at least unpinned.
Yes.
Now, do you have reserves turn 1?
It's immediate reserve, yes.
Right.
Reserve, so here we go. This is the. Oh, yes. Oh.
Right, so you've got to decide what it is and where it's coming in from, folks. It's the opposite
I think it's going to be the.
corners.
Do I?
German turn 1 movement, and Peter is starting with the Tigers. They're going to come on from the corner nearest to the uncovered objective, and they're going to move up into a position where they can take some cover and work their way up through that cover so that they're not going to be unnecessarily exposed for when my reserves arrive. The infantry platoon is moving up with them there. It's critical that they can get to that objective, the one in the top right corner, and get dug in before the arrival of my reserves. And at the objective next to the wood in the centre of the table, Peter's just going to move that platoon over. So they're going to get into the wood, get into cover, outer line of sight, and get a bit more of a solid line in front of that objective marker.
Turn 1 shooting. I'm going to try and range in with the 5-gun battery into here.
Right. You're looking to avoid terrain?
Hope to avoid terrain, yes. So I think I'll only get those 4 guns.
You could get the mortars if you move on to terrain.
But I'll miss out on one of the guns. Or...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll go for the guns. Go for the guns. Go for the guns.
Right.
So 4. First attempt. I got it there.
Right. Okay, so first gun.
So hitting on 4s. Nope. Yes. Nope. 2 guns.
So first guy. He's failed.
Failed.
He's a gunner.
And that's going to be all my shooting.
Is that going to be it? Let's see. There's potential shots here. Because you're on the move.
Well, what's...
These guys are rifle MGs. I mean, you've got anti-tank guns sitting there, or you've got the HQ.
Well, let's do some shooting with them then. So did I put any blowers?
I don't think so.
No. So
that guy, so he's 2 dice?
I think it's just 1. I think that's right. Let me. 2.
So it'll be 2, 3, 4, depending on who you're going for.
I think I'll go for your HQ.
Right, 5, 6, because he could. Right.
And they'll be dating on
6s.
6s.
Because they're careful.
No.
Right, so is that going to be it?
That's me, yeah, sorry.
Turn 2. Romanian turn 2 motivation. They've got to unpin. And they do. Romanian turn 2 movement. Well, the only movement I'm going to do here is take one of my tanks from the hill, one of the T-34s, and dash up to terrain where the most likely to be an ambush getting popped from. With the idea being, it's going to be too small a target to pop the terrain, and then I can subsequently move the rest of the platoon up with them and do a right hook towards the objective in the wood. That's the plan anyway. A quick word, folks, the last time we forgot to reroll misses on these from the battery of 5 remaining guns, but we did it off camera, and there was one more chance to kill, but Peter failed firepower. Right, so my shooting, what I think I'm going to start with is my attack reciters again in the wood, having a go at these guys. Oh, this guy. Oh, terrible. Well done, guys. You hit better on 6s. Oh, well, that means I'll have to, yeah, but it's only 1 under the template. And 4's a hit though, so reroll successful, so that's okay. And then firepower, yeah, he's going on. Right. Which means it's going to be very hard for me to hit what's remaining though. So that leaves the non-elite guys who are going once again. No, I'll start with the mortars. Right, so there's
3 mortars and a...
So the first guy is hit, next guy is hit, and then guy at the back is missed, and the gun is missed.
Okay, so this guy.
He's fine.
That's fine, and then this other mortar.
It's fine. So I'm going to use my other, the mortar self-spotted. I'll use them again to try and range on the other side.
So is that here, over here?
Yes,
so
that's
two mortars and a
gun. So mortar nearest me, I'll be hit, one behind him hit, and the gun missed.
And this is the first mortar.
You're fine. I'll find another ranged gun marker. There you go, so it's kind of in the middle there. And that's it, folks. That's going to be it.
German turn 2 static step, so I'm going to try and unpin this lot.
And they have the...
They have a reroll, so I'll do them both
Oops,
together.
hold on a minute, folks. Forgot to get the tree out.
No.
Right.
So they stay pinned.
And then
the mortars.
the mortars, and they're a 6 gun or 6 tube battery.
Yes, they failed. And then the infantry guns. No, so no artillery. No artillery.
One more dice for reserve.
Well, do I want my
Oh, your ambush, aye.
ambush? No, I don't think I'm going to do ambush yet. So for reserve then. Another reserve. What have I got? I've got the
Hits or scouts.
Hexers or the scouts.
German turned to movement, and Peter's decided he might as well move those infantry guns, get them out of the danger zone, and they may well just be, if they're not going to unpin, suitable for direct fire to protect that flank. On the top right there, you can see the infantry continue to move forward to the objective. They're going to have to hope they can dig in next turn. Now Peter is kind of behind the objective here. He really wants to be in front of it, so he attempted to follow me, but you know, these guys are reluctant, so it didn't work out. Ended up with the platoon commander a bit extended and out by himself in the middle of the wood. Now as Peter's continuing to move his tigers up, he's got one eye on where my reserves could arrive. You can see him measuring there where my starting point would be and what a tactical move would then look like. So he's going to try and keep his tigers. They're not under any direct threat at the moment, but they could be next turn, so he's going to try to protect our flanks as much as possible. Now his Hetzers are arriving from reserve, but with the same concern in mind, especially because the Hetzers have got such a weak side armour, he's holding them back until he knows when and where my reserves are going to arrive. So he's got them in quite a deep position at the moment.
So German turn 2, nothing in unpin. These guys failed to unpin, even with the reroll. Mortars failed to unpin, the infantry guns failed to unpin. I didn't do the ambush, but I got another reserve, so I brought the Hetzers on over here. Moving these guys up to cover the objective. Tigers are anticipating some tanks coming on.
Yeah, because you can come in 60 inches with a 12-inch tactical.
These infantry dug in. these infantry guns are moving back to cover this area here, but they're still pinned. So that was it, and no shooting that turn.
It feels like me. I'm the guy that normally says no shooting, no nothing. Turn 3. Romanian turn 3 start step. Only one thing I have to roll for, and I ain't going to get it with a 3, folks. No reserves. Romanian turn 3 movement. Well, you know, I don't have a lot on the table that can actually do much movement here, folks, so it's really down to the tanks. You can see the one that's on the road in the town, it's keeping an eye behind that house to push back ambushes, and the other ones are making a successful move into the field with a follow me, which will then allow them to look into the square, and there's not a lot of good suitable terrain there to ambush me at short range, and I hope that will allow me to then swing over to the right next turn. So the tactical sitters have got
one target there.
One target, so they might as well shoot it. See, they do better on 6s. That'll be 2 hits because you'll be got on the ground.
Got to ground.
Aggressive, long range, conceal, got on the ground. One potential.
Saved. Oh,
They finally got one. Right, so my artillery now. So, what can he see from there? Right. I shall leave him just now. So the mortars are still ranged in on
3 and
just 3 of your mortars. So
3 mortars now.
I'll keep going with them. So right. First one, nope. Yep. No, just one. Pull the teeth.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so one away. Now the other guns are currently ranged in on 2 mortars.
Yes.
But what I'm going to do... No, I'll try and get them. So, nearest to me, another one. One again, folks.
It doesn't matter.
That guy was, yeah.
Yeah.
So that at least means they're not getting reroll misses. Right, so that now leaves the elite guys, and they are going to see what they can see over here. Can we see any, the spotters in the wood?
Can you
So I
see on the objective?
Yeah, I can see past, but there's space between here, so I can plonk it straight in. So it'll be a 4 to range in. Right, okay. I'll just move the camera forward. I reckon I can get it. I can get it here, so that's potentially going to get everybody apart from him. Right, so you point and I'll roll.
So it's all
Not him.
not him. We got him. So
Yes.
start you.
So a Shrek is hit. Infantryman is hit. Another one is hit.
Oh dear. Listen.
Another one is missed.
This guy.
Shrek, whoops, is missed.
This guy.
Missed. Grand and hit.
Right. So that is it. So
Yep.
so he.
It's fine. Fine.
No.
One away. Just that one there. That's some ranged in there at least. And that is going to be it for shooting, folks.
Okay, German turn 3 starting step. I've got to unpin these guys. I'll roll them both together. Here we go.
Yep.
Yes, thank goodness for that. Needed that. The mortars. Nope. And the artillery guns. No, it's not so good. And then this infantry here. 4 is not good enough. It's a 5.
And then it's just ambush, folks, so we'll come back to see what Peter decides there. German turn 3 movement, and Peter's going to start by bringing on his scout platoon from reserve into the rear of that single T-34. His ambush, as you'll see, isn't going to be as effective as he'd hoped, so he's going to give the defence on that side a bit of a boost with some infantry support. Now if you look just in front of where Peter is standing, you'll see where he's had to deploy his Pack 40 ambush, because I can see through into clear terrain. He's been pushed back to long range, and I'm also concealed, so it's not an ideal situation. He does have line of sight for everything, but it's a very constricted deployment. His HQ has now left the artillery behind. They don't need support anymore because they're out of line of sight now completely, and they're going to move up to support the infantry around the top right. Now those infantry failed to dig in as well, folks, which isn't ideal, but if my reserves don't arrive next turn, he'll get another chance. The Tigers are going to continue moving up to support those infantry, but he's going to be keeping his Hetzers back. They're going to stay in cover. You can see him on the bottom right of the screen. And infantry guns are going to keep edging over towards covering the objective on the top right.
Okay, German turn 3 shooting. What about? So I'm going to try, first of all, I'll try and get rid of those big.
That's the remaining 3 guns in the Volks Grenadiers, but they're already ranged in.
Just as they land. So
okay.
hitting 4s.
Yes. Or I'll just say them all. First guy. Oh, see, that's what happens when you turn the magnets on in the dice tray. That was lucky, but they're pinned.
They weren't pinned soon. So nothing else over here. So let's go for the ambush first. So
okay.
The pack 40s.
Right.
So let's see. So he's long range and he's short range. He's short. He's long range. He's long range. So one at short range.
Right. So the short range is looking for 4s.
4s.
That's 1.
And then everyone else.
Yeah, just do the rest of them on 5s. But they could gut the platoon here. And 1. Right. So so who do you want to hit of those 3? Because you can't see the guy around the corner.
This guy.
Right. Okay. So. Who you want, the long range one? Or?
The long range. Well, I'll go for the long range one and him.
Right. Okay. He's okay. And the other guy, he's not.
He's not. That's it.
And he's a goner.
Right.
I'll stick a smoke marker on him in a second. And then you're going to be.
Yes, these are Panzerfaust. So you normally hit
normally hit on a 3, so it'll be a 4 for you moving.
4, right.
So that'll go straight through. That'll bail me, but then you can assault me and kill me, so he'll be dead. We'll do that consolidation in the assault phase.
Anything else shooting? No, that's the way.
Okay, so what'll happen is you'll go in. There'll be no defensive fire, and then you can consolidate from
the 2
around there.
They only get 2.
Oh, you'll be able to get 3. And then in the back, and then 1 round the side, and then the whole platoon will be able to consolidate. So there's some in this house, in the house, and then he'll be able to get in the house as well.
He's over there.
Is he? Okay, he'll be fine at the back anyway. So consolidation. So dead. Only 2 left alive, folks. Turn 4. Romanian turn 4 start step, so there's unpinning to do with the HQ helping out there, okay. That's it, so 2 dice for reserves? Oh well, it's game over, folks. No, they had to come in. Well, never mind. I've got 2 tanks on the table. Romanian turn 4, folks, and I've got even less things to move on the table, because it's just lots of artillery and 2 tanks left. So they're going to make that right hook over towards the wood. They've got to make 2 cross checks each, but they managed to make them okay, and then that will get them in a position to give options of either try to get within 8 of an objective or possibly putting an assault in, and it's a good bit of dead ground as well to protect me from anti-tank gunfire. Romanian turn 4 shooting, so this guy he can turn in the shooting phase because he's past his front completely. So that's a potential. Because he'll be careful, on the ground, long range. No.
What you miss?
I missed, yeah. I needed a 70. Right, so The T-34s what have I got on? So 2 dice looking for 6s. Right. I've now got 2 mortars and 2 Pack 40s under the mortar template.
Yes.
Right, so point and I'll...
The mortar.
Yep.
It's hit. The other mortar. It's
Yep.
hit. The Pack 40. It's hit.
Nah.
Oh, I missed that one. Right. So front mortar. No. So I've got to re-roll the second mortar. Yeah, he's okay. So the first mortar is, and then re-roll Pack 40.
What was that? Oh, sorry, that was a 5-4 before, gotcha, right. So that was a fail, and then first pack, there's only 1 pack has been hit. Right. So 5 power on the mortar and the pack. So they're both gone, but there's nothing else coming through that way anyway, so you're okay. Right, the guys behind the hill, they're going to try and range in. In here, right. So we're looking for 5s because of terrain. Right, there you go.
So how many have you got?
See what's in there. So I can see. So I reckon I'll be able to get this group of 4 here.
Are they any Panzer Shreks in there?
There's 1 Shrek. So you do the point and this 4 here. So the Shrek. Yep. Yep. Yep.
All hit.
And yep.
So the Shrek. All right, and then the 2. And then the HQ.
Saves all right. Right, so shooting at the artillery going for these guys again, sorry, so it's
Everyone apart from
him
so,
now. So it's 1, 2, 3, this lot here.
Right.
So Shrek, it's hit. Next, you want to point, oh, he's hit.
Hit. This guy.
Hit.
This guy.
Hit.
They're all hit this side. Oh, he's this guy.
Oh dear.
Was this guy in it now?
No.
No.
Because he just moved up.
Right, okay.
And at the back.
So, on the back. He's dead. This guy. Oh, he's dead. This guy. Alright.
One more. And he's okay. So that was a Shrek and ordinary base. And I think, folks, that is going to be it, seeing as I can't get any of my army on the table.
German turn 4 starting step. So let's, so what have we got? This platoon here.
Right, so they've got 2. Now is he within 6?
So the wings within 6 of the leader. That need to be a long. No, he's out with 6. He's escaped. So to unpin them. No, so they stay pinned.
And they're okay now.
Okay, now these guys.
Infantry guns. Nope.
And then the mortars.
Nope.
And then the Pack 40s.
That's not the best rolling for any troops, never mind reluctant. So over.
Good.
Oh, these guys.
Oh, yep, they've got. No, there's this.
Go on to movement. German turn 4 movement. Now Peter's going to start by trying to reposition his anti-tank guns because they're now kind of out of the game. It's not easy though, even with a cross here order, to get them over hedges and walls and such likes. He's going to position them so they can be protecting the top right hand corner and that flank. The infantry guns are going to continue to reposition. They don't want to block line of sight for the Pack 40s if at all possible. And the scout platoon, they're going to keep moving over, chasing after the tanks, in one respect also moving over to cover that central objective in another respect, but they've also got potential to head out and clobber my pretty well defenceless artillery should they choose. On the top right, the infantry failed to dig in, so they're just going to go to ground. The HQ is going to move up to support them again. The Hetzers are going to stay put, waiting for what's probably the imminent arrival of reserves and then counter-attack them.
German turn 4 shooting, so we're going to try and get rid of those guns.
This is the 3 remaining Volks Grenadiers. So,
Hitting
three
force.
dice, that's zero,
That's
that's
it.
zero.
Aye. Oh, one this time.
This guy. Nope, chance to get him.
Trying to get him. I'm not sure what it is. Oh,
That'll do
that-
it.
that's helpful. That's
It is,
helpful.
especially for next turn.
I don't think there's anything else going to shoot.
Because it was follow me's, crosshairs, pinned.
And the Shreks are out of. Well, he can't
Yeah.
see out the woods.
It's only got an inch range.
Yeah, so that will do me.
Right.
Well, I just wonder, but I'm not sure whether these are in the right position. You'll get.
I'll be able to outflank you, but then you instantly outflank me.
Yeah. Okay, right. Yeah, okay.
Right. Turn 5. Right, folks, turn 5 starting step to the unpin. They do. HQ's there to help. Now, 3 dice for reserves. Oh, for goodness sake. See, this is it, folks. 1 platoon on a time. And that means they'll all have arrived by turn 7, which is a bit late. So, that's it. On to movement. Romanian turn 5 movement, and I've finally got some reserves on. So 1 platoon of infantry, by itself unfortunately, is going to try and assault through the wood, using the wood for cover as much as possible. Remember, those Volks Grenadiers are not dug in, so they could be quite vulnerable. This is the best possible scenario in the worst possible situation. In the centre of the table, the 2 T-34s are going to cross-check over the hedge and position themselves to potentially launch an assault into the wood, but also potentially have one of them anyway within 8 inches of the objective. It's turn 6 next turn, folks. So that's when Peter can win the game if I cannot get any secure positions around his objectives. Romanian turn 5 shooting. So I'm going to start with that. It's these guys, right? So they're going to put a smoke bombardment.
Right.
And I'm already ranged in, so I can line it up so that my guys will be assaulting through smoke, right? I'll put those down in a second, guys, and then over here this one's trickier. I could use, there's only 2 of them though, so it's only going to be 8 inches anyway. So I could put smoke down like that, which would mean that they are firing through smoke. He would be firing through smoke. These guys wouldn't. Right? So that's what I'm going to do. Well, I'm just going to roughly stick these down, right? But it's a 8 inch. And then these ones will be a 12 inch. That's smoke done, so that leaves my mortars.
So yeah, right. So the mortars.
So that's them, because they were already arranged in there.
Yeah.
And those ones, because they were already arranged in there. So the smoke, the mortars are currently on.
Yeah. So there's mortar on that pack 40.
Yeah. Okay. The mortar. Pack 40. Pack 46.
Pack 40 hit. That's a save.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's cocked. It's fine, because he's not dug in, because he moved.
Yeah.
I had my chance to get him. This guy, that Crucita in the wood, going for, it's on screen, move it around a bit.
Is it?
Yeah. That was the observer, sorry. Right, so these guys are going to not bother shooting. I don't think there's any need for them to shoot, because they want to assault. So over here, so firing at you, I think now it's going to be, I'll try to take the soup on that, sorry. There's no space to do it. So 1, 2, 3, and then 2, right? So the one who can only see one guy hits, and then
Who's that? Was that?
that was, see the guy, him there, right? Yeah, because it was only one could see him, right? And then targeting the guy who's not in smoke. I reckon 3 of them can see him.
Number 3, 4, 5.
5, yeah. Nope. And then 1 who's going to have to go for the smoke. No. So just 1 save.
1 save.
Yeah, fine. Right, folks. Here we go. 2 cross checks.
But you're crossing a 2, isn't it?
Yeah. So they're in. Here comes the defensive fire though. So I'm normally a 3, 4 concealment, 5 pinned, 6 for the smoke.
6 for the smoke. So
2 faces and then a Shrek. Oh, give me a break.
And then the Shrek.
Oh, folks, this is just ridiculous. Right, so I don't think I can. Right, I'm going to lose them. Right, so I think you've got anti-tank, 11. I can potentially get a Bale for the Shrek. And I don't. So firepower to kill both of them.
No.
Bale and
No,
Bale. But if you unpin next turn, you can go and kill them.
Easy. It's easy to do fun.
And if you hadn't got 6s, there's every chance you would have run away because you're reluctant. That's what I was hoping anyway. Right. Over here's going to be quite a bit of defensive fire coming in, so it's going to go like this. Let me see. Yeah, so I can't do that. Right.
You coward. You coward.
That can be seen then, eh? So it's going to just have to be like this with a couple of guys hanging back.
So is that it? Yeah. That makes sense. So let me do. So
it's 1 dice,
1,
2 dice, 8. Yeah. Oh no, not 6. Sorry. Right. So 2 dice needing 5s.
2 dice need 5s. 1.
And then 3 dice. Well, he's different.
He's different.
Right. So they're going to need 4 normally, 5 concealment, 6 for the smoke. 6s and a 7.
6s, right. So the 6s. No. And the 7.
No. Oh, for goodness sake, I was doing a 7. Right, so which one of them, who's targeting with him?
The target him.
Right, okay, so his save is okay, and then which one of these do you want to target? It's got to be these 2.
Yeah, it's this one.
Right, he's a corner. Right, so he steps up.
So.
Oh, sorry, I've got to roll my skill for these skill level. They are just ordinary.
So would he get a shot? Or he can't smell? Is it 2?
Depends which. They'd be kind of measuring from. They're not for the shortest point, so I think he's just outside 2. But he. Excuse my swearing, right? He's dead. It's just awful, folks. You do everything. You.
Well, that was a. Oh no, it's not HV.
You do everything to get the assault in, but if you just roll a bucket load of crap. Right, so motivation. He's within 6 now, so you can get a reroll. That'll do it. So
can he get 4 take him into there? 4. I don't think he would get in.
No.
And no one else can get in. Okay, so he's a Panzer Shrek because he's only getting 5. No.
4.
Yeah.
And then 2. And I run away. Right, well, we're dead next time, folks.
Let's just consolidate here. Let's come out of the smoke.
Right, is that you?
For
consolidation?
He can consolidate as well.
Ah, he can move up.
German turn 5 starting step. So let's try and what have I got? So
Well, they're unpinning here with help from him. No. So at least you can't come and assault me, but you've got other stuff to do it. These guys, see if they're finally ready. They're not, they can't move any further forward now. These guys, see if they're going to snaffle to. No.
Mortars.
Mortars.
I just can't throw over.
And then packs.
No.
German turn 5 movement. the Scouts, they're going to have lots of fun killing tanks today. I forgot about the Scouts, but Peter hasn't. With a follow me, they can make contact with the T-34s. Even if it's only the platoon HQ base, that's going to be enough to be able to just snaffle them in the assault phase. As it is though, the whole platoon moves up quite confidently. On the right hand side of the table, the infantry finally dig in, which is good timing for what's probably going to be coming next. The HQ doesn't. The Tigers stay put and the Hetzers are staying put because he thinks here come the tanks. In that respect also he's going to turn his Pack 40 artillery so they can do some anti-tank fire.
Shooting. I think I'll have to shoot with these guys. Cause
right. So you've got a 6-inch range out of there, but for these guys I would say they're fine.
They've got a, yeah.
So 2 of them can only see the front.
Yeah, so you can only see the front. Right, so we'll go with the Panzer Schreck first because
the Schreck can see everybody then.
So 4, maybe
4 normally, 5 for your pinning.
No. And then
him not obscured, looking for a 4. And these ones obscured because they're more than 2 inches in. No. I pinned this down, by the way. Pinned already.
I think that's all the. These guns are going to have to shoot.
What's the range?
20, I think it's 28. Have to take that.
28's not bad. Oh, but I'm thinking these are ordinary infantry guns. They're not ordinary infantry guns, are they?
28.
Anti-tank 9. Right, so how many are
it's what I can actually see. That might be the problem. Yes, they're all in range.
You can pretty much see. I would say they can all shoot. They're all eligible. So look for 5.
I can. These you can maybe only shoot those 2.
Well, we'll see when it actually get them. We'll work it out.
Right. So before 5s.
5s.
1 hit.
Right. So you targeting anyone in particular?
Yeah, let's go for him if I can. Yeah.
Right, I'll see if I can mistake target. Of course, no. And no, I can't roll above. Here we go, folks. Right, so I shall swap him out as platoon commander. Up to there.
That's all I can shoot over there. But I'm nothing over there.
Is there anything? I mean, here you just want to keep your head down, don't you?
Unless I want, yeah, I could try shooting. No, is he within?
Yeah, because I stopped just 2 inches out.
So that's an HMG, so he's.
Oh, that's an HMG, right?
Yeah.
I fired it as a Faust last turn. Sorry, my fault.
He
would have been 1 Faust and 1.
Would that have?
Yeah,
he would have got a
he'd have got a Faust and a Shrek, but carry on.
Oh.
No, he was.
Yeah,
was he even there?
He was there. That's the.
Oh, sorry.
That's the scout.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh crap. Right. So anyway, you've got a Shrek can shoot.
Shrek hitting.
3's normally 4 concealed, 5 for pinned.
Pinned. So. No. There's. Well, there's only 1 that within 4 here.
Right.
So he's. That'll be.
It'll be the same because you're moving.
No.
Oh, I'd rather you did that because then you'd killed him and you wouldn't be able to assault.
Yeah.
I'd have the 1 potentially left alive.
So that's all my shooting.
Right. So.
Yeah. So
now you can move 1 base, there's 2 bases up there, and then they'll be dead, and then you can consolidate the whole platoon. 2 dead T-34s. Which means when my T-34s do arrive, if the game is still playing, you just need to kill the HQ and that breaks the formation. Right, so is that you?
That's me, yes.
Turn 6, folks. Romanian turn 6 motivations. We have an unpinning to do over in the corner. They do. Then folks, what's the bets? Get your bets in. How many reserves are going to arrive this turn?
Oh, why did that not happen earlier?
Yeah, I could have done with that earlier. Still, at least everything's on the table. Romanian turn 6 movement, so I've got the rest of my reserves coming in as a big lump, which is the best way of doing it if they are going to be late like this, folks. Sometimes it's the best way of doing it all round. But the infantry, they are going to line up and support the survivors of the first platoon and head back into that wood. The tanks, I'm a bit worried about the presence of Pak 40s, Hetzers, Tigers, so I'm going to start their movement. It sounds a bit counterintuitive, but I'm going to start their movement away from the objective, heading towards those infantry guns with the potential of getting an assault in there and then some flank shots on a Tiger at the same time. If I win the assault, I can then reposition for next turn. I'm hoping the hill that they're mostly behind at the moment will keep them safe and allow them to launch an attack from there. And now it's time for some heroics, folks. My second in command is going to move off behind those wrecked T-34s to see what he can do about those 2 infantry platoons in the wood by himself. I'm going to start with a smoke bombardment from the mortars. Let's see if I get the little guy. Right. This is madness, by the way, folks, but sometimes all you've got is madness. So what's going to happen is it is going to go, well, it's going to go into the wood, right. like that. So
put the other end of it.
Like that. He's going in for a solo assault. It's like, why not? Right, I don't know what that's going to leave me to do in terms of shooting. Right, it's going to try line over here to see if I can get artillery down on these guys at all. That's what I'm going to try and do, right?
To get 200.
Yeah, it's going to add 2 onto what I need though. Right, so I can't really see it, so you can call in them, right? Oh, that'll do.
Magic dice again.
I think it's only going to get 1 though. Yeah, because no, I can only get 2, just on the edge. Right, so first guy, second guy. Not that magic. The 2s are back. I just need to try and pin you. These guys will try and do the same looking. Oh, I didn't know. I forgot about them, but I don't think it matters. Boom, boom, and boom. Right, first guy, 1 and 4 ain't going to do it because it was third attempt. So first of all, there's going to be 1 T-34 shooting your Tiger.
On a hill, just
no concealment.
4s.
Right.
Let's go to side.
And then 2 with concealment. So that's 2 hits on the side now. You'll be able to put one off. That one there can go off onto that, and that one will be on that.
Yeah,
see if
they're both on the side, aren't they?
Yeah. See if it's long range at all.
It would be. Nah, I don't think so.
No. Right, so you'll be 8 against 12. So first guy. Cocked.
That's all the right sides, is that? That's a fail.
And that boy. Potential
12.
fail. So first one is dead and is fine.
Okay.
Right. And then over here, oh, he was going to shoot him, so we can't. He'll have a go at your HQ then.
Oof.
Now, you're normally a 3, 4 concealed, 5 gone to ground, 6.
Yeah.
So that's a hit.
That's a hit.
4's a save. Oh, sorry, the rest of the platoon.
Shooting at the.
Yeah. This is madness, like. Are they even going to bother? They're already pinned. I don't want to kill him. So, there's no point. You're going to slaughter me in defensive fire or you're not, you know. Right, so we might as well start there.
Are these guys shooting?
There's not much point. You're dug in, concealed.
Right, okay.
You need at least 60s. I mean, I might as well just try and get it. Right, so 4 shots are defensive fire, looking for 3s.
Oh, look at that.
And it's 9. Oh, come on. Firepower. I'll be dead. I'll be dead. Right, I can clobber you.
Yeah,
I do, so he's dead. Right, so now you've got to...
Move.
Well, no, you've got to motivate.
No.
You fail, so you're going to break off, but you've got a decent tactical on now.
Yeah, 4. But I just need to wait for 6 as well.
Yep, so you're fine.
Just get that to there.
Unless you've got to do cross checks. But you think you're
Yeah,
okay?
I can get to there. And
Yep.
you can,
And does he even have to move?
yeah, you just
Right. I want an assault, folks, but it's meaningless. That was just to try and get my T-34s out of the danger zone. This is the critical bit, so I'll be... Right, so your defensive fire is going to be
3
plus the... hold on, I'll put that there. 3 plus a Shrek.
So the 3 will be
5s.
5s. 1 hit.
And then the Shrek.
6.
Oh no. Anyone particularly want to pick?
Nah, just... Yeah.
Right, okay. Right, let's see if I can hit anybody. So 2 against the Shrek. Yep. 1 against the guy in the middle. Oh no, here we go. And then 2 against... Well, I'll do him first. Right, because he can hit.
Yeah.
And then him.
So these
Right.
2 are done.
So, no, it'll be those 2. Because he can hit that way.
Right.
They're kind of contact sideways. And then... Yep, he's away as well.
Oh dear.
So that'll end the assault.
Yes.
And I can consolidate. Now, you're too far away. Wait, what are you going to put him back? HQ.
That's good.
Now you're close enough. He can become your HQ, platoon HQ. He was close enough. And then I've got to consolidate. I forgot this wee guy.
You got it?
I don't know if you've actually got anything you could shoot at. No. Right. So that will be... Oh no.
More.
Madness, guys. Here comes the madness. Right, he's charging in. So defensive fire, everybody within 6
So
inches.
the guys that aren't pinned on these guys, where's the...
Right, well, let's just start rolling because you could kill him very quick. So that's going to be 3, 3, 3,
Right. So
and him as well. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4. Oh,
that'll be 4 5s.
you're looking for 5.
Sixes.
6s because it's smoke.
No.
Next guy.
No.
Next guy. Next guy. Next guy. Oh yes, fine. Right, you're not finished yet. You've got a Shrek.
Shrek, yeah, 7s. Yeah.
2 shots for the heavy machine gun. Oh, that's amazing. And then 2 more.
2 more, just...
That's only 4. And then what about him? Is he within 6?
I don't think so. No. No.
He's got to make 4 saves though.
You'll make them. Yeah, see.
Right. And he kills 1, so 1's dead. And then you have to motivate.
No.
You don't, so you've got to pull back. Right.
Secrets, there's no one in.
He's going to have to just pull back.
Right.
Peter, turn 6.
Right. Turn 6, here we go. What do I need to do? I need to do a lot of things. Try unpin.
Unpin. He's close enough for a reroll.
No.
Nope.
They need to unpin quite quickly. They've not.
Nope. Pack 40s.
Forays.
Mortars.
Mortars. No. The infantry, both infantry platoons.
Right, so scouts?
The scouts then.
Yep.
Yes, and then the other one. Oh, hallelujah.
Oh, my second in command saying, what do you mean they've unpinned?
Is that everything?
Last stand.
Last stand, yes, last stand. Here, with a reroll.
With a reroll.
I think it's a 4, but that's not going to do it.
No, so he'll be away. And then
This guy, I'll check that before rolling it. I'm sure it's. He'll be fearless. Last stand is 2.
2 up with a reroll.
Yeah.
That was a 2 and a 6, folks, but that's enough. So we can just go in and keep the game alive at the very, very least. German turn 6 movement. Now that Peter knows where my armoured reserves are, he's confident to move the weak flank armoured Hetzers up into the fight. The Romanian Tiger is really going to have to support the surviving infantry. He can't go off to do some anti-tank work because those infantry need as much defensive fire as they can get. And in the centre of the table, red-faced with embarrassment, the 2 platoons of infantry are ganging up to beat up my poor wee second in command. Folks, I think I forgot to press record. So far, artillery bombardment from the Volks Grenadier guns has killed 2 from this platoon. We're now going on anti-tank. Infantry guns missed. I've got 1 hit, sorry, and I managed my save. So now the packs at the back are shooting.
So 1 at short range but concealed.
Right.
So 4.
4 for that one, and then a 3 for the other one. Oh dear. So I'll need 6s to.
So I'll go for the HQ. So is that
Right. So you're going to try and go for him then.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So I'll try mistaking target. This failed 2 mistaken targets in a row.
So do you have to? You
No,
you
it's
can
him and then one of them.
Yes.
So you've got to choose.
Just this guy.
Right. Okay. So the ordinary guy, and then the HQ you got a chance to bail. He's bailed. Another guy chance to kill. He's bailed. So I was lucky. 2 bails. Right. And then the artillery's not still all pinned. So.
It's just 2 shots, 2 shooting guys.
So that'll be 6 dice because I've got their this is into my HQ. 6 dice looking for normally 4s, 5s, concealment, 6 for the smoke. Just the 1. It's failed, but it's bulletproof cover because it's behind a tank. He'll have to die to the assault.
Is that all? I think that's yes. So yes.
Right, so there'll be 4 guys running in there, right? They'll go like a 4 in. So I'll be able to defensive fire and get a hit. So 1 save.
Yeah.
You're fine, so clubbing me 4 times.
I think it's a 4.
Oh yeah, it's fine. I was hoping you was destined for greatness. So either way, so you can consolidate them 4 inches as you want.
Yeah,
So pull back for the front edge so you're safe, or
yeah.
right. And is that it?
Yes, that's
Turn 7. Turn 7 starting step, folks. So what have I got? I've got an unpinning to do with that platoon over there, and they do. Remounts. So the ordinary T-34 gets back in, the HQ gets back in. So they have fared a lot better than I expected. So over to movement. Romanian turn 7 movement. I'm going to basically just get all my infantry in as good a position as I can to fire Fausts, Shreks, whatever at the Tiger and get ready to launch assaults against the surviving infantry. The T-34s with their good 12-inch tactical are going to come out over the top of that hill so we can get the surviving Tiger in the flank, and if I can take that out, that'll make the assault much more likely to succeed. Turn 7 shooting, folks. So I'll start with the T-34s. HQ first. Misses. And then there'll be 3, all of them in the open, due to being on the hill, or 3 hits. So 3 saves, 12 against 8.
I can't do that.
You can.
8, 9, 10.
So 2 chances to kill.
Oh,
So he's away.
he's dead.
And you didn't dig them in, did you?
No, he did still to dig in.
Okay. So he didn't shoot me, so it'll be 5 to hit. So he'll be targeting there, and the rest will target. Why would they all target him? It doesn't matter. Him. Does he get anything? No. Right, the other one's 1, 2, 3, then the Shrek. 1, 2, 3. That'd be 1 hit, and then the Shrek. No. So, right. Too close for mistaken target, so he's got to make a save. He doesn't, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
Right, Peter, recap. So, what did you think of that game? It's fairly familiar list from your side.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't play it particularly well. I was too worried about tanks coming on here, so I was protecting they were hiding over here.
They might have been easy meat to these guys because you're only trained.
Yes.
So they would have been hit with a side armour of 3.
Yeah.
Infantry, they'd be terrible in assault. So keeping the back wasn't totally wrong, but you maybe should have just had them more centrally placed. Because then they could have maybe delivered defensive fire machine guns.
Either way, yeah, maybe in that field might have been better, so we covered both. Both there. And again, maybe had too much. Maybe one of these infantry should have been heading over that way. But certainly the one that was here at the beginning was pinned for a long time.
Yeah, you never actually had that option. Well, no, you maybe could have moved them, but as soon as my guys came on, you would have
stopped.
been. Oh, right.
And I just couldn't unpin. The infantry guns couldn't unpin the mortars. They were pinned for the first turn.
Yeah, and the infantry guns. Damn, the Pack 40s were only got a full rate of fire once because they were from ambush. It was really, really unusual.
That's the thing when you bring reluctant troops.
Normally I say it's like reluctant for the win because they can pull off remarkable stuff, but at the end of the day, your dice are rubbish. You seen like there in that one turn where I could have really done something early. My dice were terrible and I was like at breaking point, shall we say. But I think it may have just come down to
the positioning of those.
Yeah. At the end of the day, maybe I would have killed them, but then he would have maybe held on to that objective for longer because I wouldn't be able to put as much pressure on it because I've got to deal with them. So take the casualties and gain the time, so to speak.
Oh well, that was a good game, good exciting game.
I didn't. My list for this was just completely. This mission wasn't set up right at all, but my reserves did it, and you know it's overloaded the reserves, and that was probably the only reason why they did it. But over here, I thought your scouts were going to come, start mopping up all these guys. If you had. I don't know if it would have made a difference to the outcome of the game, but you certainly could have gobbled up loads of platoons. But here, sitting in command going in, I always, in version 3, you could always like split your sitting in command off everywhere and do things. I thought, right, we'll see what happens. Unfortunately, you all unpinned when you realised it was just one guy and went in and clobbered him, otherwise you might have gone in for some more. But there you go, folks. It was a game, I didn't anticipate this outcome. Hopefully, it was an enjoyable game for you guys and you didn't anticipate the outcome too. But as always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing and for dropping in to the channel from time to time. And if you hit the subscribe button and the bell button, we'll definitely see you all on the next one. Turn 1. Romanian turn 1 turn summary, folks. So no movement from me because I've really just got artillery on the table. There's a few tanks, but I'm not going to commit them anywhere just yet. So I was going to try and do something against Peter's artillery before he does something against my artillery. So first of all, these guys, they are the elite ones, using that elite guy to spot my engine over there and got one of the guns. The non-elite guys, ordinary guys, using the HQ, filter engine over there, and then the mortars ranged in over here. So the mortar didn't kill anybody, we got hits on both platoons, and obviously that's taken a hit. They guys, by the way, also fired normal shots, got one hit, failed save, but I failed my firepower. But they're pinned. I'm hoping some of them, if not all of them, are going to stay pinned. Well, reluctant for the win, that's what I always say. But that's going to be it for my first turn.
Okay, German turn 1 summary. Motivations: I managed to unpin this artillery with thanks to the HQ. The mortars and the infantry guns didn't unpin, so they're not doing anything. Got one reserve. I brought both the Tigers on, so they're moving up to try and cover this objective. Then movement. I sort of moved this infantry over here to try and cover this objective. and this infantry here is moving up to try and cover that objective. Shooting, the only shooting was I managed to range in on the artillery over there. I hit 2, 1 made the save, but I managed to destroy 1.
Turn 2. Romanian turn 2 turn summary. Motivations. There was just the 1 and the unpinned. So no reserves yet for me, so just shooting. So them, we're going to open up on the packs, on the pack on the hill, just needing 5 this time and fluffed it completely. So the artillery, with only 1 gun under the Templar, managed to get it though. But that's going to very much reduce. Let me see. There's still a possibility of calling in more barrages over in this corner. But they maybe need to turn their guns on something else. The other artillery, the mortars repeat bombardment, and then the guys finally ranging in. Over there you can see nobody is dead. I got quite a few hits. Was there even any fail saves? Maybe 1 failed firepower or?
No, I think it's saves them all.
Yeah, so.
Oh no, there's one failed.
1 failed firepower, so it might take me a while to get rid of them folks, but I need to take away the threat from my own infantry, who I'm probably going to have to rely on, but they're going to have a lot to deal with.
So German turn 2, nothing unpinned. These guys failed to unpin, even with the reroll. Mortars failed to unpin. The infantry guns failed to unpin. I didn't do the ambush, but I got another reserve. So I brought the hetzers on over here. Moving these guys up to cover the objective. Tigers are anticipating some tanks coming on.
Yeah, because they can come in 60 inches with a 12-inch tactical.
These infantry dug in. These infantry guns are moving back to cover this area here, but they're still pinned. So that was it, and no shooting that turn.
It feels like me. I'm the guy that normally says no shooting, no nothing. Turn 3. Romanian turn 3 turn summary. So the starting step, all they had to do there was reserves 1 dice. Nothing coming in, folks. I suppose I'd rather have maybe 3 dice at the same time and all 3 arriving, rather than sort of penny packeting, but it's looking pretty difficult, folks. There's so much stuff coming in this objective now. So there was no other movement to do, to be honest. Oh, sorry, there was. Right, so my 1 dodged around to there to keep an eye that way and into the square. They moved up with a cross country, then a follow me. I reckon the ambush will be getting popped next turn. Just a question of where they're going to be. And then the rest of the turn was, let me think now, the mortars were ranged in there and managed to kill 1.
Yep.
And then the non-elite artillery managed to get 1 as well, so that's the 6 mortars down to 4. And then these guys got him. He was peeking out through the tree line, and the elite artillery with the elite observer ranged in over there. 4 hits it was, 1 dead. And that's it for me this turn. I reckon it's going to hot up quite a bit next turn.
German turn 3 summary. So what happens? I managed to unpin this artillery, didn't manage to unpin the mortars, didn't manage to unpin the infantry guns. And that was that. I decided that I had to bring on the ambush, so I brought my back 40s round here to try and get shots in the T-34s. Struggled to get them in, but yeah. And then my final reserves come in over here in my scout.
They're now there, folks.
There's only 5 teams, but they did have a Panzerfaust. And that's it. Movement. They failed to dig in. The Tigers are just getting ready for something to come in. These wee guns kept moving back. Scout platoon come on here, and I think that was all the movement. And then shooting. I managed to hit all the guns here, but they managed to make all the saves.
That was 6 4-ups made. That's a bit of a record for me, folks.
Nothing over there. The ambush, I managed to kill 1 T-34 with the ambush, and then the scouts came in and they bailed the tank with their Panzerfaust, and then they assaulted.
So,
and
just 2 tanks left alive there now. Not much to worry about. Turn 4. Romanian turn 4, turn summary. The only motivation was these guys in the unpinned. And then no reserves, folks. Again, unfortunately, 2 dice roll, but nothing coming in. Oh dear. Remember, folks, it's turn 6. I have to be within 8 inches of an objective and in such a way that I can be alive at the end of that turn. So it's not looking very promising. I've only got one, turn 5, only got 1 reserve on. It could get chewed up. And then another one, a single one comes on next turn, chewed up, and then maybe pushed off the objectives. This nasty tigers. And this is very well defended. So in terms of movement, it was just these guys. Cross-checked their way out of trouble, out of line of sight of the packs, and tried to shoot him. He tried to join in. They failed cross-checks to try to join in. He was missed. I nearly got him on a 7. And then in terms of the rest of the shooting, let me see. The mortars still ranged in over here, and the packs were underneath that pre-ranged in template. So 1 pack bit the dust. The mortars are okay. These guys here got ranged in on by this battery. 4 hits but no kills. And then these guys here putting more battery fire in there, loads and loads of hits. And they're not dug in, but let me see, 2 of them managed to make successful re-rolls of saves. So that is it for my turn, folks. Over for Peter. He's got everything on the table now. So I suppose it comes down to when and where I'm going to arrive.
Well, you're going to arrive next turn. And how many?
Yeah. Everybody, please.
Yeah, German turn 4, turn summary. So motivations that these didn't unpin. My artillery guns didn't unpin. The mortars didn't unpin. The packs didn't unpin. This infantry platoon didn't unpin.
The reluctant are actually playing according to their stats for once.
So movement, what did I do? I moved the HQ up to try and help them unpin.
And they didn't dig in.
They didn't dig in again. The scout platoon is moving up to help these guys, and the pack 40s tried across here. They managed to get across this hedge, but this one failed. So they don't not doing anything. And these are still moving away from any enemy teams, but they are still pinned. And that's me shooting. I managed to get rid of that another gun there with the artillery bombardment, so that's put them down to 2, so that's given me some help.
Reroll successful hits.
Yes, but that's me.
Turn 5. Romanian turn 5 summary. So in terms of motivation, everything was okay. Those 2 guns over there unpinned. In terms of reserves, 3 dice got 1, and they came in this corner, but I'm not going to show you the corner yet, folks. In terms of movement, reserves came on. They moved up with successful crosshairs. So in terms of shooting, let me think. The mortars stayed ranged in but got no success against a gun, a Pack 40 rather, and a mortar. Here, I was already ranged in and used smoke. Over there, I was already ranged in and used smoke. So the main shooting was, well, the main game was assaulting here. So what happened was these guys passed the cross check, went into contact. Because of the smoke and the pin, Peter needed 6s to hit, and he got 2 hits. 2 out of 3, folks. So they're bailed, which means if he unpins, he can kill them next turn. Over here, I managed to get in. I lost 1 to defensive fire, and then I rolled, what was it now? Oh, about 6 dice needing 3s, and I got 1. With the help of him, Peter motivated, he counter-attacked, killed 2 of mine, and my confident guys. These are ordinary, by the way. I rolled on their experience chart, and they're just ordinary. So they ran away, basically. So Peter can come out and finish them off next turn. So the luck wasn't on my side there, folks. I think I'd be quite happy. They could have thinned him down to almost nothing. They could still then have ran away, but they might have stood a chance for what's about to come and clobber them next turn. Over here, if they got in, they could have just ran away because they don't have an HQ to support them, and that's what I was kind of hoping for.
So German turn 5, motivations, this platoon failed to unpin even with a mule, these failed to unpin, mortars failed to unpin, pack 40s failed to unpin, this infantry platoon failed to unpin.
Thank goodness for scouts, as we'll see though, folks.
Movement, I've turned these round, anticipating attacks coming on. Over here, they didn't move. My scouts moved out of this building, enough movement to
Tactical and follow me.
Follow me over there. They didn't move, and that was all the movement. I failed to dig. Oh no, I managed to dig in here. That was good. That was good news. One bit of good news. And then shooting. These shot here, but no couldn't get any hits. These guys here managed to kill one, and then these assaulted into here.
They just snaffled them, folks.
And that was it.
Turn 6, folks. Romanian turn 6, folks. So in terms of motivation, I think it was just this infantry platoon in the corner and they unpinned. In terms of reserves, however, everyone else, all the remaining guys showed up. So platoon infantry, HQ, plus the platoon of tanks. You can see the tanks have gone away off over that way. The infantry were here. Elsewhere, the second in command did a mad dash over to here and did heroic stuff. So in terms of shooting, the mortars put a smoke barrage down to help him. He assaulted all those guys. It didn't leave much in the way of targets for the rest of the artillery, but these two batteries ranged in here to try and pin the scouts, but they never managed to get any hits. That would have reduced defensive fire, but as you hear, it didn't matter anyway. And so there was not much else firing over there because of smoke and terrain. Over here, these guys didn't do any shooting on the way in because the guys were gone to ground, or no, they were dug in, so 6 to kill. Over here, 2 tanks moved up to assault a gun. The rest of them were kind of in a line across here to shoot back the way. So that's 3 tanks shooting back at the Tigers. And I managed to hit both. That one was a potential bail, but I failed my firepower. That one there was a kill and I managed to get it. These 2 went in for an assault. 1 died to defensive fire. And then the survivor killed the gun. They broke off quite easy because their infantry guns have got a nice move. And then I moved him up, consolidating. In the middle here, it was just absolutely bonkers. Huge, enormous number of dice. They were assault rifles. He got hit 4 times and made all 4 saves, clobbered one, and then being reluctant, they ran away. And then he thought better of it and ran away. He's now hiding behind those T-34s, but everybody there's pinned now. So over to Peter to see if he can hold on to that.
Turn 6 summary.
Yep, so motivations.
Motivations, what did I do? I didn't unpin. I didn't unpin anything.
They've been pinned the entire game.
Didn't unpin the packs, didn't unpin the mortars.
Unpinned all those infantry.
All the infantry unpinned.
And then unpinned the sole survivor, but then...
He failed his last stand.
But he
Tiger
stayed.
made his last stand. And then movement, I'm moving the what are they called?
Hitzers.
Hetzers, moving the Hetzers up to try and get over here in time. This Tiger got over the hedge. Movement up here, trying to get rid of this wee guy. I didn't like him.
Sign of command.
And then shooting. What? Nothing. Oh yes, these did a bombardment. I managed to kill 2 guys, so I'm ranged in there. Over here, these guys failed to hit. Well, they hit
Got
2.
one hit.
One hit, but no damage. And then over here, the packs opened up and
2 hits.
get 2 hits, but 2 bails.
Yeah, I managed to match 1 anti-tank, and then you failed the firepower on the other.
Over here, I didn't manage to shoot him going in.
So you just...
I didn't get any. The defensive fire missed.
Got 1 hit, but you saved.
I saved it, and then I went in and managed to
Clobber him.
clobber him.
So you consolidated back into the wood.
Yeah, so that's me.
So I'll see if I can actually do anything to win the game next turn, folks. Turn 7. Turn 7, turn summary. So motivations, first of all, the platoon that was here unpinned, the 2 T-34s remounted, and that was about it really. You can see the T-34s have now swung back around here to get him, and as you can see, they got him. Everything else moved around. They had Shreks and Faust and everything ready here too. There was Faust, a Shrek and a Shrek, but they weren't needed. He took 3 hits in total on the side, failed 2, so he's a goner. And then these guys weren't dug in. There was 1 hit from one of these guys within 4 inches of him, failed his save, and that's it. There's no one else within 4 inches of the objective. So somehow the Romanians managed to force a win. Right, Peter, recap. So what did you think of that game? It's fairly familiar list from your side.
Yes.
Yeah,
I didn't play it particularly well. I was too worried about tanks going on here, so I was protecting they were hiding over here.
They might have been easy meat to these guys because you're only trained.
Yes.
So they would have been hit with a side armour or 3.
Yeah.
Infantry, they'd be terrible in assault. So keeping the back wasn't totally wrong, but you maybe should have just had them more centrally placed. Because then they could have maybe delivered defensive fire machine guns.
Either way, maybe in that field might have been better, so they could cover both. Both there. And again, maybe too much. Maybe one of these infantry should have been heading over that way. But certainly the one that was here at the beginning was pinned for a long time.
Yeah, you never actually had the option. Or not, you maybe could have moved them, but as soon as my guys came on, you would have
stopped.
Right.
And I just couldn't unpin. I don't. The infantry guns couldn't unpin the mortar. They were pinned for the first turn.
Yeah, and the infantry guns. The Pack 40s were only got a full rate of fire once because they were from ambush. It was really, really unusual.
That's the thing when you bring reluctant troops.
Normally I say it's like reluctant for the win because they can pull off remarkable stuff, but at the end of the day, your dice are rubbish. You seen like there in that one turn where I could have really done something early. My dice were terrible and I was like at breaking point, shall we say. But I think it may have just come down to
positioning of those.
Yeah. At the end of the day, maybe I would have killed them, but then he would have maybe held on to that objective for longer because I wouldn't be able to put as much pressure on it because I've got to deal with them.
Yeah.
So taking the casualties and gain the time, so to speak.
Yeah. Oh well, but it was a good game, good exciting game.
I didn't. My list for this was just completely. This mission wasn't set up right at all, but my reserves did it, and you know it's overloaded the reserves. And that was probably the only reason why they did it. But over here, I thought your scouts were going to come start mopping up all these guys. If you had, I don't know if it would have made a difference to the outcome of the game, but you certainly could have gobbled up loads of platoons. But here, sitting in command going in, I always, in version 3, you could always like split your sitting in command off everywhere and do things. I thought, right, we'll see what happens. Unfortunately, you all unpinned when you realised it was just one guy and went in and clobbered him, otherwise you might have gone in for some more. But there you go, folks. It was a game. I didn't anticipate this outcome. Hopefully it was an enjoyable game for you guys and you didn't anticipate the outcome too. But as always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing and for dropping in to the channel from time to time. And if you hit the subscribe button and the bell button, we'll definitely see you all on the next one.